Ukraine posts video of Russian tank erupting in flames before explosion. The Ukrainian Armed Forces shared a video on Sunday of a Russian tank bursting into flames before it exploded. The Ukrainian Armed Forces uploaded a video of a tank that was moving across a large field that was covered in patches of snow. The clip, which was filmed at a significant distance, shows the armored vehicle on fire as it continues across the field before coming to a halt. Seconds later, a larger flame could be seen coming from the tank, with smoke being carried over the field. The video then cuts to show the same tank exploding, with a large plume of black smoke being launched into the sky. A caption for the video, which was translated into English from Ukrainian, read, "This is how Russian equipment in Ukraine becomes scrap and the occupiers are missing. The 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade, named after Black Zaporozhets, knows how to do it perfectly. Let's stand and win." Ukraine's 72nd Mechanized Brigade has been heavily involved in the war since Russia launched its invasion nearly 1 year ago. Ukraine's armed forces said that 3,310 Russian tanks have been destroyed by the nation's military since the start of the war. According to warfare research group Oryx, 277 Ukrainian tanks have been destroyed, although it was part of a larger total of 467 also listed as abandoned, captured, or damaged. USGEGE has been unable to independently verify the figures presented by the Ukrainian military. There have been numerous examples where videos of Russian vehicles being destroyed by Ukrainian forces have been shared online. A video shared on Twitter by Russian opposition outlet Granny.ru shows at least 4 Russian vehicles, namely tanks and armored personnel carriers, moving through a minefield. Additional explosions could be seen affecting 2 other vehicles in the video. The location of the video was listed as Donetsk in eastern Ukraine. In the clip, military personnel could be seen leaving the vehicles before the video cut to an explosion that happened at the same time. The International Institute for Strategic Studies, IISS, a think tank based in the United Kingdom, said in its assessment last week that 50% of Russia's T-72B and T-72B3M tanks, as well as many of its T-80 tanks, had been destroyed by Ukrainian forces. The think tank also estimated that 1,700 Russian tanks had been lost since the war began, an estimate lower than the Ukrainians have published. However, Henry Boyd, a research fellow at IISS, said that his research does indicate the number could be larger. Meanwhile, Putin's army is currently gearing up to launch a new offensive in the spring, with NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg noting recently that the Russian leader doesn't plan to end the war anytime soon. Earlier this week, Stoltenberg said that Russia's new offensive in eastern Ukraine began with troops getting closer to taking control of the strategic town of Bakhmut in the Donbas region. Why is Bakhmut so important to Russia? In launching the war, which Putin still calls a special military operation, Putin said one of his main objectives was to liberate Donbas, a separatist region in southeastern Ukraine with linguistic ties to Russia. Bakhmut's capture will determine the course of the war. The city serves as a regional hub with highways that lead to strategic cities in the Donbas, such as Kramatorsk and Slovyansk. Dmitry Polyansky, Russia's first deputy permanent representative to the United Nations, told Newsweek that it will be impossible for his country to achieve Putin's war aims in Ukraine unless Bakhmut is captured. "I know that there is no way to liberate Donbass without capturing Bakhmut, and I know that liberation of Donbass is one of the tasks of our military operation. Zelensky said during a press briefing with Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson on Wednesday that the situation near Bakhmut was the most difficult on his country's front line, but added that his troops were firmly holding back Russia's advances. It's not easy for our soldiers in the east, but they don't call it Fortress Bakhmut for nothing.
Захоплені російські танки біля села Слабунівка.